Good day. This is Dr. Pastor Phil. Here we are in Acts chapter 11. Great story. Cornelius has come to Christ. So many have come to Christ. And Peter is at Jerusalem now, sometime later, explaining what God had done in Joppa and what God had done at the house of Cornelius. So in verse 5, he says, while I was praying in the city of Joppa, I had a vision. I saw something coming down that looked like a large sheet being lowered by its four corners from heaven, and it stopped next to me. I looked closely inside and saw domesticated and wild animals, reptiles, and wild birds. And I heard a voice saying, "Get up, Peter, kill and eat." But I said, "Certainly not, Lord. No ritually unclean or defiled food will ever enter my mouth." And the voice spoke again from heaven, "Do not consider anything unclean that God has declared clean." This happened 3 times, and finally the whole thing was drawn back up into heaven. Now I want to take this part of Peter's story. Again, we looked at it earlier, but here he is explaining it to the religious mindset, getting them to understand. Now, Peter had a religious mindset. He understood these people. He understood the way they thought, and God certainly understood the way they thought. God had declared freedom in Jesus Christ, and religion had already crept in and started to strangle out the freedom that we have in Jesus Christ. And so God, by a vision, enters in and shakes Peter because he knows Peter will listen and Peter will lead others down the right path. How about that? Isn't it great that God picks leaders who will lead us down the right path, even when we don't understand, even when we're struggling? God knows how to pick the right person, reveal himself to them, get that truth across, and move us forward. May we be sensitive to listen to the leadership of the Holy Spirit working through leaders, men and women that God does great things with. Maybe you're one of those people. Maybe you got one of those people around you who gets it, who sees what God's getting ready to do and says, let's move forward. Let's don't hesitate. Let's don't stay stuck in the way we've been. Don't stay stuck in the way you've been. Go ahead and move with the fresh breath of the Holy Spirit. I love you because the great love, Jesus Christ, he loves you and he loves me.